And you just want to kill me like this. I can't. I'm not running away. I'm a Ugandan citizen. I'm not. Oh my God. Let have human heart and allow.
You can't treat people like that. You can't. We are citizens.
Miria Matembe's tears, Odonga Otto's emotion, Muhoozi's tweet, and a husband's account. A political story that captured Uganda. Credit video clips being used here belongs to like the Next Radio and some other platforms that we need to thank them so much for bringing us this one to light. And if you look through, you'll understand what I'm meaning. The tears of Odonga Otto.
Where's Matembe? What kind of life is that? What kind of life is that? For me, Otto, if you send me to arrest Matembe, I have to spend 2 hours thinking which part of her body to hold. She's old. You hold her hands, she may remain in your hands. Where is Matembe? The husband is asking, where is my wife? Where is Miria Matembe? You people there.
When Miria Matembe appeared in court, one image immediately dominated public discussion across Uganda. It was not the charge sheet. It was the side of a woman who had served in government for many years, standing before a magistrate looking visibly weak and emotional.
I go either for scan tonight or I go to that thing where it can at least the machine is there for one day. How can you just want to kill me like this? I can't imagine. Their laws are laws, they are not human beings. It's me and my people know. That's why they were holding me. I cannot be on those things even tonight. I was thinking when they thought they were bringing me home, I would go to Sirajim there to go to the back. I cannot, madam, you can't kill me tonight. I'm not running away. I'm a Ugandan citizen. I'm not, oh my God. Let have human heart and allow that I go either for scan tonight or I go to that thing where it can at least the machine is there for one day. How can you just want to kill me like this? I can't imagine. Their laws are laws, they are not human beings. The laws procedures don't have a human heart. And you see me, Miria, here, and you know that all these are lies. But you want me to, at least I was saying, I can say it again, even when I was suffering, I said that at least I used to shoot you once, but this breaking, honestly, shattering me to pieces like this. And you are here and you can't allow me to, if you want evidence, let me go for scan. We shall pay for the scan. And in fact, Mayor was going to ask, anyway, the machine has also gone. You just can't see me like this. And you say, where is evidence? Evidence which cannot be seen from the very person.
According to reports from the court proceeding, Matembe told the court that she was unwell and needed medical attention. Videos circulating online showed her struggling emotionally during her hearing. For many Ugandans, the scene was striking because they remembered her as a fearless public figure who had spent decades speaking confidently at political rallies, conferences, and media interviews.
I want to ask, who knows where President Museveni gets all the money from? Do you know where he gets it from? Who knows where Salim Saleh gets it from? Who knows where they get the money they use from? Whether NRM or whatever. So whom do they account to? Whom do they account to? Why should they go to a young man who is sending tomorrow money to the grandmother or to the mother and say, we want to know where your money comes from? When there are no jobs. If there were jobs here, they would be working from here and taking care of their parents.
Seeing that same outspoken politicians appearing frail in court prompted many people to ask whether age, illness, and the stress of detentions had taken a visible toll on her. Supporters interpreted her tears as emotional weight of the events that had unfolded in the preceding days. Others emphasized that the legal process should continue while ensuring that her constitutional rights, including access to medical care and legal representations, are respected. Whatever political position people took, the court footage became the defining image of the story. The events became even more emotional because of what had happened before Matembe appeared in court. Her husband described the family's experience after security personnel reportedly entered their home.
I'm here in my house and haven't gone into looking for her. Where would I start from? Do I just walk to the lake and say, come out, or don't have anywhere to start from? She left this place. She left me at the table and went for exercises. And from that time, I haven't seen her. What you know is what I think may not know.
According to his account, armed officers and plainclothes operatives searched the resident while asking about Matembe. He said he repeatedly sought an explanation but received little information. He described the experience as frightening and confusing, particularly because he did not immediately know where his wife was. From his perspective, this was not only a political event but also a family crisis. Imagine an elder couple suddenly finding their home surrounded by security officers, regardless of politics. Such an experience would naturally create anxiety for relatives who want to know where a loved one is and what is happening. His narrations added a deeply personal dimensions to a story that had previously been viewed mainly through a political lens. Instead of discussing only charges and investigations, the public was now hearing about the uncertainty experienced by family members. Another dramatic moment came during former MP Samuel Odonga Otto's appearance on Next Radio.
Who is Matembe? What kind of life is that? What kind of life is that? For me, Otto, if you send me to arrest Matembe, I have to spend 2 hours thinking which part of her body to hold. She's old. You hold the hands, she may remain in your hands. Where is Matembe? The husband is asking, where is my wife? Where is Miria Matembe? You people there. It was from Lukwaro to Matembe. Huh? Even our age. Even our advanced age. You can't treat people like that. You can't. We are citizens. We are not slaves. And you say you are PLU?
While discussing Matembe's disappearance, before she was produced in court, Ottawa became visibly emotional. He paused several times and appealed for information about her whereabouts. His message focused on the principle that every citizen, regardless of political beliefs, deserves dignity and should not simply disappear without explanation. Whether viewers agreed with Ottawa politically or not, many noticed the emotions in his voice. It is suggested that, in his view, the issue went beyond party politics and touched on questions of humanity, respect for elders, citizens, and due process. His interview spread quickly on social media because it reflected genuine concern rather than a routine political statement. Not everyone interpreted the events in the same way. At roughly the same time, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba made several public posts on X about Miria Matembe. In those posts, he confirmed that she was in custody and used strong confrontational language directed at her. Those statements quickly became another major part of the national conversation. Supporters of Muhoozi Kainerugaba argue that no individual is above the law and that public criticism of leaders does not exempt someone from legal accountability. If authorities believe an offense has been committed, critics, however, argue that such public comments by the senior military leaders while legal proceedings were unfolding could influence public perceptions and further intensify political tensions. These very different reactions illustrate how polarized the debate became. Taken together, four powerful images emerge from this story. The first image was Maria Matembe standing in court, visibly emotional and asking for medical attention. The second one was husband describing the fear and uncertainty his family experienced during the security operations at their home. And the third one was Odonga Otto becoming emotional live on X radio as he questioned Matembe's whereabouts and appealed for respect of her rights. And the fourth one was Music and Rugaba's public post, which framed the situations in a sharply different and confrontational way. This moment did not simply become news headlines. They became symbols through which different Ugandans interpret the same events. Some saw a lawful criminal investigations. Others saw a story about civil liberties, dignity, and political disagreement. Still others focus on the importance of allowing the courts to determine the facts without prejudging the outcome. It is important to remember that the criminal charges against Miria Matembe remain allegations because before the court, under the principles of justice, every accused person is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. And at the same time, public officials and citizens alike continue to debate the broader question raised by this case: how political disagreement should be handled, how elderly public figures should be treated, and how public communications by influential leaders can shape national debate. Whatever the final legal outcome, this case has already become one of the most closely watched political stories in Uganda because it combines law, politics, public emotions, and questions about the treatment of individuals during criminal investigations. As a commentators and citizens, it is important to separate verified facts from opinion to allow the courts to perform their constitutional role and to discuss these issues respectfully, recognizing that reasonable people may reach different conclusions based on the same events. Now, why the tears of Miria Matembe and Odonga Otto resonated across Uganda? One of the most powerful aspects of this story is that it was not only about court proceedings or political statements, it was about emotion. Within a few days, Ugandans witnessed two prominent political figures overcome with emotion in very different settings. Former Minister Maria Matembe in court and former MP for Aru County, Samuel Odonga Otto, on live radio talk show. Maria Matembe's tears came during a court appearance where she told the magistrate she was unwell and needed medical attention. The images of her looking physically weak spread rapidly across television and social media. For many Ugandans who had known her for years as a confident and outspoken politician, the contrast was striking. People who remembered her challenging government, speaking boldly at public events, and defending her views saw someone who appeared vulnerable. That contrast made the footage especially emotional for many viewers. For some observers, her appearance highlighted the human reality that political leaders also face age, illness, and personal hardship. Others focus on the importance of ensuring that everyone in custody received proper medical care and is treated according to the law. At the same time, some people emphasize that appearing emotional or unwell does not determine the legal merits of a case, which remain for the court to decide. Samuel Udonga's emotional reactions on Next Radio reflected a different kind of concern. His tears came before Matembe was publicly produced in court. At a time when questions about her whereabouts were circulating. During the interview, he appealed for information about where she was and argued that every citizen deserved dignity.